Welcome back to Channel Run. Today I'm going to be working on a trailer plug here. I do this with a lot of the trailers that I pick up. They come with generally just a 7-way plug, and you can see that somebody has patched this up one time before, and they just wrapped electrical tape all along through there. What I've done is I bought these 7-way trailer cables off of Amazon, and you can get 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot, and 10 foot. And these are really the way to go because it's a molded end, first of all, so you don't have to worry about water getting inside here. Very heavy duty. And then you got a nice little junction box that all the connections go into, and I'll show you how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install this on this trailer today, and hopefully shouldn't take us a whole lot of time. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things you want to do before you get started is figure out where you want to put the junction box. You can put it on top, you can put it on the side, pretty much wherever you want. You just got to make sure that you have enough cable. I've got the 4 foot, so I want to make sure that I'm not too far back here. So this is where I'm going to put mine right here. There's a hole here with a bolt in it. I'm going to remove that. All I need to do is drill another hole for this one here. And then I'll just take this mess, cut it off, and I'll feed it in the junction box, make up all my connections. Okay, that went pretty good. So it's bolted in on both sides now. No problems there. And so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and cut the wire that we're going to feed into it. So I'm going to go ahead and go a little long, and then what we'll do is we'll decide if we want to go in the top or the bottom, and I think I may go in the bottom. So let's go ahead and remove this cover, and you can see all the terminals that we're going to be tying into. Alright, I've decided I'm going to bring the wire up underneath and come in the bottom of this right here, but before I do that, there's a piece of pipe here. I want to pull this out of here, clean this all up before I do that. Okay, so we got our ground taken care of. I got this all cleaned up, and as you can see, I had to re-drill the ground because this one here broke off. No problem, got that all taken care of. So now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and strip some of this tape off here and kind of get this ready to come up inside here. And these kits will come with different adapters here, so we can take out this blank, which is just sealing it, and we can put in one with a hole in it for a wire to come in. I think I need to have all that wire, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those, strip these all back. And let's go ahead and put some ends on them. Alright, so the first one I'm going to do is my parking lights, and those are the brown ones. Now, I'm lucky enough to know that this trailer here had been wired properly, so I know that my brown ones are my parking lights. And on this format right here, it says in the directions that the green one is my running lights. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next one. And brown on the junction box here is going to be, according to the directions here, brown is going to be the right hand stoplight and blinker. Let's go ahead and let's put that on the brown side of the junction box. And then the left hand side is going to be the red wire coming in. Let's go ahead and put it on the red wire. Now white is the ground. Now there's nothing attached to the ground on this particular unit other than the ground itself on the trailer. These lights all use the ground itself. I really don't like this design. I like having the lights themselves have an independent ground. Most of these lights on this particular trailer, they use the ground of the chassis, and not a big fan of that, but that'll come in time. So white's the ground. All this ground does is, and I've already found this to go right to the frame over here, which we had done before. So the ground coming out of the trailer itself, the plug from here, from your vehicle, goes here, and then from here right to the chassis. What I like to see is the ground go right to the taillights, like I said earlier. Okay, and then the last one is our trailer brakes. Now this system here is not actually set up properly. This is the trailer brakes for the unit, but it doesn't go into a trailer brake box, which would have a battery backup. Okay, so trailer brakes are going to be blue. So blue right here. Go ahead. But this is a good starting point right here, and then later on we'll do some upgrading. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go ahead, put that in there like that. We can go ahead and put the cover on. Alright, so for the rest of this, what I'd like to do is I'm going to put some wire loom on this just to protect us a little bit, and also just to make it look a little nicer. So we're going to put this here. Alright, well there it is, all set to go. The new junction box is all set. I went ahead and tested everything out. Got the directional lights are working, the parking lights are working, and I mean the brakes itself on the trailer are working fine. This is a good starting point on a trailer when you're getting ready to do any kind of upgrades, is to do this first, and it's relatively cheap to do. So the next thing to do on this trailer would be to upgrade the rear lights on this. They're the old incandescent lights, and they require the chassis ground for them to work. The new lights, like the LED ones, they have a separate ground wire. One of the disadvantages of that is you've got to send another ground wire up into this box, but it's much better than relying on the chassis ground, because they always rust and they ultimately always fail. Well, I hope this helps you with your trailer repairs and trying to bring it up to today's standards, and we'll stay tuned for the next one.